Live from the Lucas Oil Raceway, the My Turn Truck Series heads to the insanely short track of this series, or should I say the schedule, for 110 laps here tonight. This is the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. So currently we are under qualifying, but of course, first of all, welcome to the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. We are very pleased to have you here tonight this afternoon and in some places for this race. As per usual, bringing, basically everything. Commentary and production, as per usual. I am the one and the usual Gary Weaver. And this is going to be quite interesting for tonight because, 110 laps, short track. What could, there's everything that could go wrong usually at Lucas Oil. Especially with this short of a track, not many people have decided to show up, understandably. As we have 17 drivers, 12 of which have already qualified, some of which are still practicing. And that one specific is Josh Wong with 3 minutes left in practice. He's third in qualifying. He's been done with his qualifying. He's just practicing at this point. He's using this time as an extra practice. So that is very, very smart on his part. Yep, never mind. That's why. That's why you practice. And he's probably going to pull it off right there. Daniel Beck has yet to qualify. De Jong is, I believe, still qualifying. Or he was just sitting on pit road. Unless I read the session wrong. And it's more than 2 laps. I'll take a quick look here. Oh, it's 4 laps. So he's actually still, he's still qualifying. So I was reading that wrong. Apologies for that. But this race is definitely going to be going into the night. So Josh Wong's best lap with 21.394. This lap is a 23.362, so 300ths of a second faster. In the meantime, we will see if we can get some stats. So, of course, Ian Cornish, he is still in the points lead, only by 12 points, however. Second closest is Adam Wright. Apologies for that. Second closest is Adam Wright, who is 12 points behind. He starts 8th. Jake Forrester is not here this week. So that leaves Josh Wong 19 points behind the point leader. So this is going to be a pretty close race. If Cornish falls pretty much anywhere below Josh Wong in this case, this could be his championship lead is going to be slowly starting to shrink away ever so slightly. So 34, almost 30 seconds left in practice. And we will soon see who decides to start where for this event. And that wall off turn 4 is going to be very, very deadly. And of course, seeing how close Cornish was to the outside wall, I should probably say just any corner exit in general is not going to be. It's not going to be fun for anybody in this case. Lights have just turned on, so we will go down your starting grid here in a few moments. We can find somebody in the top two. There we go. So starting in the first place position is going to be Nigel de Jong with a 21.373, and then only 6 thousandths of a second slower was Reese Saunders. He's back from his vacation and still with a little bit of internet issues, unfortunately, but other than that, he's doing fine as he is back up in the second place position. Third place, we have the number 27 of Josh Wong, I believe still with the Draftmaster sponsorship on the hood. Yep, he does. It's still there. You can barely see it, but it's still there. Ian Cornish in the 81 starts in the fourth place position, your current points leader as of right now. Well, should I say, well, yeah, as of right now. As we have rounding out the top five, it's going to be Doug Kinraid in, fifth. Stuart Barnett in the 303, he starts in sixth. Stuart Pomfrey starts in seventh. Eighth place is going to be Adam Wright. Ninth is Mark Redford. Rounding out the top 10 is going to be Christopher Kearney. And then we will have John Jarrett in the 59 starting 11th. 12th place is going to be Carl Jacquelet, 13th. Apologies for that. Let's see if we can get that back up, or apparently not. Now, that's unfortunate. We'll see if we can get that fixed. But starting 15th at the very least is going to be Jonathan Rex and Daniel Beckett. See if we can get a 15th. 13th is going to be, looks like the 2 of Doug Pickering. And then the 96 of Carl Hayes is 14th. 15th, Jonathan Rex. 16th, Daniel Beckett. And running out the 17-car field is going to be Mike Robertson. So 2 pace laps here at this track. Just going to be doing something really quick over on my end, but aside from that, 2 pace laps. There we go. 2 pace laps here at this track. So we're going to be stalling a little bit of time here, but other than that, it's going to be a very, I guess, just an interesting race in general, especially since this race is going to be going into the night. These drivers practiced in the entire sunset, the entire hour that it lasted. So for the time being, Nigel de Jong bring the field to the green. And it looks like the ticker's gotten a little bit ahead of us. Either that or nope, it's that's the scoring itself. Well, the scoring's going to fix itself across the start-finish line. Ticker's going to bug out just a little bit, but aside from that, green flag flies here in just a few moments' time. As the pace car's pulled off, Nigel de Jong is in control. To his outside, Reese Saunders in the number 91. Green flag is out. We are underway. 110 laps, and already a little bit of a move to the inside is going to be Josh Wong. He's going to be trying to jump up to third. Trying to get a jump quite literally on that number 81, but that's not going to work for the time being. Stuart Barnett in the 303. On the outside, this is going to be the preferred lane as well. And it's that top side. Now a little bit into the outside wall. We're right on board with the 64 as those 2 drivers in front make a little bit of contact. And somehow, almost taking advantage of that outside lane opening was Kinraid, but Josh Wong had the preferred lane there, so he had the opening, I should say. Meanwhile, for the lead, Saunders all over that back bumper, trying to almost quite literally shove that 41 out of the lead. Cornish down to the inside, can't make it happen. Battle for 4th behind. Josh Wong finally gets up to that 4th place position and gets back to that 4th place. Kinraid in the 64, he's on the inside. On the far left-hand side, you can barely see That's just single file for the time being for that lead. This race, of course, is scheduled to be at least a maximum of an hour. That's how short this track is. Oh, contact! And I don't know who that was. I know 303 got the worst of it, however, and that was Stuart Pomfrey that made contact with the 303. So Stuart Barnett getting shuffled around, not just by the track, but by some drivers on the racetrack as well. So not everything likes him today. Hopefully his truck will hold on for him at least. That's all he has to hope for. Looking back, looking back behind the 91, or at least looking back behind the 41 is the 91 of Saunders, and just very, very spread out early on. Looking through the field, Carl Heiss is going to make a move down to the inside for that 12th place position. Way to the inside is Rex's. He looks like he was sideways. I think he was actually a little bit too fast in the corner, but either way, that's for 12th. As this is the closest battle on the racetrack that we can see for now. Heiss really working that inside lane. Crossover from the 15 will not happen this time by. Meanwhile, Stuart Barnett getting passed by the 31 of Redford as he's going to get to the top side. I don't know if Redford got a little bit loose, but there was contact. Now there's contact. There goes Redford around in front and right in front. Right in front of Carl Jacqueline, the 6. Hello, watch it, everybody else. That's the caution is out for the first time here. We saw that as it happened, but we're definitely getting a replay either way. As Redford got just a little bit of a nudge from behind. There's the contact. Around went Redford twice even. Oh man, Jacqueline really got a heavy hit. Take an onboard look with the 303. I tried to check up, and I don't think he probably just misjudged that. I wonder if the nose camera, yeah, it has an inside camera, so we'll see what happened here. Now he tried to stay off. He just that was just way too close at the last moment. Final replay coming up as well, pretty much everybody's in pit road. Very early on, 10 laps in. Get a look at Carl Jacqueline and his on board. And he thought he was going to stay high, but he didn't. So back live, and first driver off pit road was Nigel De Jong. Everyone else has since stayed out of pit road. So it was Nigel De Jong, Josh Wong, Stuart Pomfrey, Carl Jacqueline, and Carl Heiss, your top 5 off of pit road. Drivers that have stayed out are Saunders, Cornish, Kinraid, Wright, and Kearney. 91, 81, 64, 83, 82, respectively in terms of car numbers. This is just me, or is that backdrop pretty beautiful? Because, oh my goodness. So as we are under caution, at least it gives everyone a chance to check that out. We're going to check that out actually right now because, oh my goodness, it just looks absolutely impressive to see. Just this entire sunset, and I just love every single bit of it. Lights should be off this time. Let's see what the overlay says. Yes. So lights are on the pace cars. We are currently a double file for the time being. And for the restart, well, same top 5. Saunders, Cornish, Kinraid, Wright, Kearney. Everyone else 6th to 17th has since went to pit road. Could be a little bit of strategy. Could just be just because they want to make it a even 100. You never know, but we're gonna find out who starts where, who shuffles out to where here in a few moments. Fielding control, Saunders, he starts second in the race. He starts first on the restart. Green flag is back out. And almost a little bit of contact between Kinray and Cornish. Meanwhile, side by side, it's going to be Kearney on the inside in the 82. He's going to try and stay under that number 27 for the time being. Maybe get up to the 41, but nope, he's really on old tires. He slid off that corner, unfortunately. So Kearney's going to be falling back way through the field, unfortunately. He's unable to really hold on to the position for the time being, although Adam Wright, he's really holding on as much as he can. He just has to finish going off the point standings. Double checking right here. Adam Wright just has to finish in front of Cornish. A significant number of positions at the very least, which is, contact. Trying to make a move to the inside was De Jong. Looking over at the points just to double check. But the more that Wright finishes in front of Cornish, then the more he'll have a chance of getting in the lead. And Adam Wright knows this as he gets in the outside wall. There go the sparks on the 27. Still battling back on that top side, though. That's usually, again, the preferred line here. Slide job on the asphalt. Never see that often. Can you really call it a slide job if it's on asphalt, is my question. I'm not sure. Either way, Adam Wright has fallen back to 5th for the time being, but Josh Wong has not left the back bumper of the 41 for this entire time, essentially. So we ride on board the back bumper of De Jong. Ever since the restart, though, look at this. Saunders and Cornish have about 0.6 seconds between them. And I was about to say a little bit of distance between Cornish and Kinraid, but Kinraid is going to be a little bit under fire. Oh, he's definitely going to be under fire now as De Jong, as he moves to the inside. Oh, man, look at those sparks again. I think Adam Wright got to the outside as well. Again, we're going to be seeing that a lot tonight. This is how Carl Hayes on the far right-hand side off turn number 2. He got into the outside wall as well. Just ever so slightly off turn number 4, but until then, Kinraid getting past by 27, or at least he almost did. You can see damage a little bit from Kinraid. There goes Josh Wong back down to the inside, trying to make a move, trying to advance his position. Now that he's finally in front of that number 41. And a little bit low off the corner, just to give a little bit of space. As that 41 is all over that back bumper, now he's going to move to the inside. That's going to be De Jong moving up to 4th place. Oh, man, I saw heavy sparks from the 91. We'll see if he has any damage. Nothing visible. Back to 4th place, though, as De Jong has finally gotten around. I saw Saunders. He took a heavy shot to the outside wall in the middle of the back straightaway, at least turn 3 entry. You can see how much space he's giving it now. Look at that. Now he's giving a lot of space. So Josh Wong is up to 3rd, De Jong 4th, Kinraid has fallen to 5th for the time being. He's got visible right side damage as well from a few excursions into the wall. Oh man, Pomfrey in the outside wall. This could be everybody. This is pretty much the worst version of Darlington. Just with how many outside wall hits that we've been getting. Right on board Adam Wright, or Carl Hayes, I should say. See if we see any sparks from everyone in, pretty much in front. Well, nothing as of yet. Meanwhile, Saunders with a 2-second lead, a near 2-second lead. 1.8 seconds to be exact. Now it's going to be 1.9. He has more than enough space to relax here because Cornish is up in 2nd, and he's fallen back ever since. So we've seen, we're actually going to compare, without graphics unfortunately, but comparing lap times between Saunders and Josh Wong. 0.2 of a second faster is Josh Wong, and ever so slightly faster than Josh Wong is Nigel De Jong, who's just behind him, just hovering there in fourth. And now you can see everyone's starting to migrate down to the lower exit, or lower side of the track, on the exit of the corners to avoid that outside wall off turn number 2. Same thing with turn number 4, possibly, if we can, oh, maybe not. Oh, Adam Wright, I think he barely got the wall. He doesn't have damage, he definitely does now. Carl Highs into the outside wall. Everyone's going to be getting into the outside wall here. Everyone's getting into the outside wall more often than Darlington, so, can't really compare this to Darlington, I don't think. In a sense, you could. I don't think anybody's really going to have a clean car after this. If they do, then they're lucky. Oh, you heard that contact from Josh Wong as well. You saw the sparks. Somehow no visible damage. I think the only driver that hasn't gotten into the outside wall is De Jong. I may be incorrect there. And look at how close they get. That's why. That's how close they get on the entry to turn 3. High entry into turn 1, low exit off turn number 2. It's a pattern for pretty much everybody. There's Josh Wong. He looks to the inside. He may get it here for second place. This is for second place. And he gets a little bit loose off turn number 4, so that's not going to work out for the time being. And he may get shuffled back into 4th if De Jong can get by him on the outside. Well, he's side by side for sure here on the top side, but Josh Wong is not giving up that position. Oh, both drivers had to let up there for a second. The more these drivers battle as De Jong finally gets by that 27 machine. The more these guys battle, the more that Saunders can really get away. And my goodness, what a return for Saunders. For the moment, I should say. I should specify that, so commentary's curse doesn't happen. But for the moment, he's doing a great job hanging on to the lead. Any other battles on the racetrack is going to be occupied by 23 and 59. I was going to say 23 and 303, but not for the moment. Daniel Beckett trying to hang on to the inside lane and trying to get ahead of the 59 Jarrett. Now he does. Adam Wright has fallen back to 14th now. He may be still falling back. He's 13th for the time being. He's trying to battle that 54. That's going to be the 15. That's going to be a 3-wide situation nearly off turn number 2. Somehow they managed to set it. No, I was going to say they somehow managed to sell a single file. Jonathan Rex in that 15 does not want to stay single file. So far, Reese Saunders, the most laps led, 27 of 38. Someone really got the wall in the corner there. And you can hear it. I think it was a 54 Robertson. No damage. Could have been somebody in front of him. Could have been Jared even. But at this point, it could be pretty much anybody that's in the outside wall. Because those right front tires are pretty much shot at this point. And somehow props to Saunders as Cornish still holding on. Props to Saunders, as I was saying, for somehow keeping that lead as much as he can. Cornish has finally settled out into a 22.4 lap time. Essentially it was a .399, so just decided to round it. Josh Wong keeps looking to the inside every single chance he gets. Every single chance he gets, that gives the 41 a chance to get to the outside and take the third place position away. So for the time being, lap number 42 is in progress as lap car dives out of the way. I believe that's Kearney in the number 82. Sun setting here, though, at Lucas Oil. As Kearney's scoring resets itself. And a side-by-side battle for, oh my goodness, for 9th place. Somehow these two drivers are still fighting it out with damaged race cars, heavily, by the way. It's Carl Jacquelet in the 303 of Stuart Barnett. Jacquelet in the number 6, he was involved in a wreck earlier. The first one so far, only caution that we had. 23 Beckett, his machine looks relatively fine. He's doing a great job at the moment, but Jarrett, he's got other ideas. Looks to the inside, can't get anything done there up turn number 4. And now a 3.5 second gap between your leader and Cornish. And Cornish gets the wall off turn number 4 there ever so slightly. You saw the sparks. It's a matter of how few wall hits you can get at this point, because if your truck holds up after this many wall hits, doing a great job. Second caution of the day. It's a 15 of Jonathan Rex. And possibly 303 Stuart Barnett. It is. It's both of those drivers. He's about to go to a break at lap 50, but, well, we're going to hold off on that as we have a caution for the second time. Replay up on your screen. We'll find out. 15. And, Barnett. Oh, my goodness. Good thing the catch fence was there. The 15's engine is done for, so the 15 is done, but, oh, my goodness. Barnett had just shot up onto the racetrack. Not sure what happened. I believe he got loose off of turn number 2 even. Replay again. Let's start turn 4. He hit the wall off turn 4. Hit the inside wall and heavy shot. Oh my goodness. Just nowhere to go. Coming through the aftermath was the leader, Saunders, for a few moments there. We're going to take an onboard look and see if anyone got at least an onboard shot. I don't think anyone did, so we're going to be riding on board the rear deck lid of Doug Pickering. That's going to be in a few moments as, well, off of pit road. Saunders is first off of pit road. Second off is Cornish. Third off is DeJong. Fourth off is Josh Wong. Fifth off, Stuart Pomfrey. We get back to that incident and take an onboard look from Doug Pickering. At least the back bumper, where he pretty much not really narrowly missed it, but it's quite an interesting view. Oh my goodness, that was way too close for comfort. I believe that was Kearney that got a near miss there. On the inside, it was not actually. That was the number. Actually, hold on for a second as we will eventually get the number to you. At the moment, can't find the driver, but I'll take an onboard look, so long as the camera survived at least, from Stuart Barnett. He even left the throttle to that small hit. It was the inside shot that did it. And, oh, man. Well, my goodness. We'll see if we can get an onboard shot. That was Mike Robertson, actually, on the inside. Take a look from his end car. Coming off turn number 4, there goes the 303 in the distance, and narrowly missed. Man, that 15 took a wild shot, though, into the catch fence, which had surprisingly held up as well. As we are finally one lap to green, and Saunders having his usual issues, but a lot less often than usual, as he's still managing to hang on, stay in this race. Well, at least his internet is still hanging on to stay in this race, I should say. Pace car pulls off the racetrack. Field in control of the 91 for the second time tonight. De Jong all over that back bumper, expecting to pass on the inside on this restart. Or not, because 91 is already down and away. Green flag back out for the third time here, as De Jong quickly falls in line. And so does everybody else for relatively the most part. John Jarrett makes contact with Jacquelet. They slide. Saves it as Jacquelet. No, into the 83. He slides on his two tires. Caution is out for the second time. Third time, sorry.
Get a couple laps by yourself there, how to feel.
Oh, sorry, Chad. That wasn't even a couple of laps. So you're watching the wrong race. Unfortunately, though, man, Adam Wright and Carl Jacquelet, both blue cars. Ironically enough, they're having a lot of trouble here for tonight. Take a look at the replay. 56, 59, sorry, slides up. Jacquelet saves it, gets in the wall. Oh my goodness. I think Beckett barely avoided that one. Adam Wright as well. He managed to somehow get through, but he did get a little bit of damage. He got pretty much squeezed for the most part. So field is under pacing for the moment. We'll take an onboard look from the 23, from the external onboard cam, I should say. Into the outside wall goes the 6. There's a 59, slides up. Oh, just a small. They're just going for the same room. Oh, no, he got a little bit of damage. We see the 83 in front as well, who somehow, I believe, got ahead of, yeah, Adam Wright somehow managed to get ahead of Beckett just in time before the caution came out. We will take another look once again from the 83. There's the contact. Oh man, at that point you just have to hope he hurt us. He didn't even let up. And of course I have the same mentality. If there's a wreck in front of you, you just full throttle it, hope for the best. So normally at this point we would either go to a probably commercial, but in this case, I'm tempted to do a driver interview. So we'll see what the lights do this time around. So lights will stay on, and we'll see if we can possibly get somebody in here. Probably wait just a little bit. Maybe just wait until after, however. These caution laps are a little bit long, though. They're only just about 48 seconds, so 50 seconds in general. So I'm just going to go possibly silent just until the back straightaway, as Saunders, well, his internet is still hanging on somehow. Third time, I believe, for this race. But so long as his internet holds on, I think we'll be good. Caution lights are out. They'll be going green this time by. Pace car pulls off, green flag coming out in just a few moments. Field once again still in control of the 91 that has been ever since the first caution.
Green flag. Flag rolling.
De Jong tried to get to the top side, but unfortunately the 27 was there. He could get shuffled back. Caution is out. Daniel Beckett could be involved in this. I'm not seeing anyone else. That must have been a quick spin, though. I don't see anything so far. That must have been a quick sideways spin, as there's no one around over on scoring. So we will see what happened here in a few moments. And, yep, confirmed it was a quick spin. And so the 83 of Adam Wright, he's just having so much bad luck for this race. Gets tagged ever so slightly by the, I believe that was, not sure who that was at the time, but we will get a car number on that eventually. And it was quickly tagged and then just got spun around, unfortunately. I believe that was the 54 of Robertson, and it was. We'll take an onboard look on this restart. Oh, no. Oh, man, you just tried to move up. I think he tried to move up ever so slightly, and that just tagged and turned him around. Oh, man, yeah, this track is very, very small, and it's very, in the sense it's narrow. So we're going to take a little bit of a break for the time being. But this, as per usual, is the Racing Line Broadcasting Network bringing you the fourth race of the My Turn Racing Truck Series here at Lucas Oil Raceway. Lap 59 of 110, almost 50 laps away from the final few laps of this event. Don't go anywhere.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Back live here, 1 lap to green, and we'll be going green with 47 laps to go. As per usual, bringing you the commentary and camera work is, of course, me, Gary Weaver. Reintroduction isn't too bad, of course. You never know. And again, we thank you, or I thank you, I guess, for tuning in. Oh goodness, hello volume. For tuning in to this race number 4 of 9, where Reese Saunders has been in control, and he already is. Once again, he's been in control of this lead, or of this race, I should say, for 52 laps now. There goes De Jong to the inside. He's not even close to waiting. He's tired of waiting behind that 81. And I don't blame him, because the 81 is the points leader for the time being, as they both slide up the racetrack slightly. Off turn number 4, staying off the outside wall as the lights have fully come on, and the sun is pretty much set for the most part. Crossover from the 81 down to the inside. got to the quarter panel, but this is allowing Saunders to just casually pull away. Like nothing's even happening behind him. 27 of Josh Wong still in 4th, 5th place Mark Redford, and you can see the sparks there from the 41 of Dijon. And caution is out once again. That's a 6 of Carl Jacqueline on the back straightaway. Both sides are completely destroyed on the front end. At this point, he should, from a gyro standpoint, I don't know if it's really, again, from a gyro standpoint, I don't know if it's really worth, after all this bad luck, I'd probably just retire and just move on to next week. But that of course, is just my own personal thought process. We'll see what happened either way. Off turn number 4, I believe this is, and more contact with the 59. I think that's the second time that those two have made contact. The 82 of Kearney somehow gets through that. And we'll see what he saw on the onboard. So that's, of course, more than likely a near miss as the field is under, oh my goodness, twice. 2 contact. 2 drivers hit. He almost had it. Kearney had almost had it, but unfortunately it was just too late at that point. So back live on the pace car camera. Oh, there's a, nope, we do not have a nose camera on the pace car apparently. Hold on a second. Yep, we do, just not the right one. Looking back at the field pacing for the time being. And you can see a little bit of damage on the 91 of Saunders. He's got just a little bit, not a lot, but it's enough to be noticeable. So, of course, now that we're under caution again, anyone have any predictions on who's going to win? I mean, we have Saunders, who's been in the lead for nearly 58 laps. And the pole sitter, of course, was Dijon, but he's been pretty much not first place ever since we started. Ian Cornish is the points leader. He's been in 3rd for pretty much the entire race. He's been up and down the top 5 order, not including pit road. So, I don't know. We also have Josh Wong here, who's just hovering back here in 4th place. He's trying to get up to the top 3. So far, it's not working out for him. Now we have Mark Redford, who's just, again, he's just hovering here. He's just watching the race play out. I mean, we have pretty much a few drivers that could maybe steal this. Just depends on how that works out. Pace car lights should be off this time by, and they will be, so we're going to see who shuffles out to where. I mean, Saunders has gotten the starts nailed at this point. "40 laps to go even on the green flag," and it's going to be Saunders' 60th lap led as well, so pretty even if you ask me. Wonderfully even. As pace car pulls off to its safety of pit road, green flag about to fly. Once Saunders gets back going, he's going to be going all the way in turn 3. I don't think that's even the restart zone, but the green flag is back out either way. And to the inside is Cornish. He's going to be trying to attack for that 2nd place position. Almost forces the 41 to the outside wall in turn 1 2. 3 wide back here for a split second. There's a 64 around. Caution is out again. That's Kinraid.
Like somebody was keying up on your radio just a few minutes ago?
Nope. Not at all, Chad. He actually responded. All right, then. That's kind of creepy. But either way. We'll see what happened. We barely caught the tail end of that, but well, let's see what we can get from a different camera angle. As looks like Kinraid just slid into the corner. Redford, that's what the 3 wide was. I don't know what that second contact was. Beckett again. My goodness, that 23 is running into so much bad luck for this race. Not sure what exactly had happened unless there was contact. We'll take a ride on board with 23 of Beckett if we can find him here on the timing. There's a 64. Stays up top. I think the 64 just... Oh man, that really did. Oh, that really did the 23 in. I don't think Daniel Beckett's actually been involved in any of their incidents. But either way, that's really going to hurt his chances. He's currently in pit road right now. Saunders is casually just driving around here at the raceway. Lights will remain on this time so by my prediction, we should be going green with 35 laps to go, if I can correctly count. I may be wrong on that because the extra 10 laps is not helping me whatsoever. I believe it is 45. Not 100% sure at the moment. And there goes that prediction of the one green signal. But Lucas Oil is not really starting to disappoint. 6 cautions at this small short track. And with the field size of 17 cars, all of which are still on the racetrack in some form, that includes pit road. Well, in that case, it's like a local short track race. Lights are out. And we will be going green this time around on lap number 77. Pace car pulls up this time around as it's over in its little safety of pit road. Saunders in control of the field. And he is down and away. Green flag is back out once again. And all right, De Jong still trying to attack for that second place position. Take a look at this from the onboard of Josh Wong. As Saunders' his connection issues are starting to really starting to prove obvious. Saunders has only made one pit stop. Same with Cornish. De Jong and Josh Wong, they both made 2 pit stops. You can see how close Josh Wong has gotten there. For the moment though, De Jong is trying to attack on the top side, or he was trying to attack every time on the restart for second. It's not working out for the moment, however. Of course, he is back single file, still behind the 81. Since Adam Wright is unfortunately, I think the closest driver to Ian Cornish in the point standings is Josh Wong. Josh Wong currently tied for 3rd, but appearing 4th in the points, as he's 4th on the racetrack. So Josh Wong is going to get a very great boost out of this. He just has to finish either in front of that number 41 and also maybe in front of the 81, but that one extra position can really help out that number 27. You can see how close he's getting as well to that 41's back bumper, but De Jong wants in on that lead as much as possible. So relatively single file as Rhys Saunders is, well, he's still in the lead, surprisingly, with this much of a gap as well. It's impressive that he has that much momentum. He's led more than officially the most laps, so no one else can really touch him on that statistic for this race. As, of course, anyone else involved in said statistic where... Well, for this race, drivers that have led the most laps, well, ironically, Ian Cornish, who was in second, he's led 89 laps. That's in total. Saunders has led 53 laps prior, so that means that just completely shoots Saunders up to the top of that statistic. Plus points as well, Saunders in front of Cornish. So that means, well, Saunders has a lot of success here. Same with the amount of top 10s. Well, almost the amount of top 10s, I should say. As we're just watching everyone still just settle for almost single file as Josh Wong decides to try and make a move to the inside, and, well, he can't really do anything about it. He just has to sit there and just ride in that fourth place position as much as he can. Caution is out again. Christopher Kearney on the front straightaway. He's probably going to decide to pull it off the racetrack for the remainder of the night. But more bad luck for that number 82 off of turn number 4 on the front straightaway. I think he downshifted. He tried to save it. Oh man, Adam Wright nearly managed, just barely managed to avoid that. Oh yeah, that's a downshift that he tried to, where he tried to get more momentum out of it, and it just did not work out. So back live, and all drivers off of pit road. De Jong has finally gotten by Saunders, who's still in pit road. Oh, that's speed. That may get him. Not sure what happened to Saunders entering pit road, but we'll find out. The only way he could have lost that many positions is if he either overshot or no, he just decided to relinquish the lead, actually. Never mind. Saunders has actually given up the lead. So that means De Jong is in first, second is Josh Wong, third Carl Hayes, as many drivers have decided to go to pit road. So 20 laps to go next time around, and I believe we should be getting the one to green. Watching the lights on the pace car, and we have a no-go on the green. That's going to be the next time around. We'll be going green on with 18 laps to go. So Josh Wong will restart second. Carl Hayes restarts third. He could have something to do with this. We've seen him usually in the back of the racetrack or back of the field. Stu Pomfrey starts fourth. Fifth is going to be Doug Pickering. And the only two drivers within, scratch that, the only drivers that are on the same amount of tires, same stint, I should say, they all pit on the same lap in the top 5. It is Nigel De Jong, who's restarting first. Josh Wong restarts second. Stuart Pomfrey, who's restarting fourth. Carl Hayes is 39 laps on his tires, going to be coming to 40 laps on his tires. Doug Pickering, 20 laps on his tires, as compared to the previously mentioned numbers 41, 21, 36. They're on that 45 laps on their tires. So Doug Pickering may have a shot. That's just something we'll have to wait for. Pace car pulls off. Field finally back in control of the pole sitter, the number 41 of Nigel De Jong.
Green flag.
Oh, a little bit of a stack up as the green flag is back out. But Carl Hayes is on the inside of that number 27. Look at Saunders, makes it almost 3 wide. In turns 1 and 2. He's going to slide up in front of the 31 of Redford. Meanwhile, Cornish is trying to get below that number 2 and get ahead. There's Saunders again. Saunders directly behind that 81. He's going to get completely blocked, and he's going to get into the outside wall. Contact with the 36 of Pomfrey. That's going to completely slow his momentum. Pickering is trying to somehow stay in the top 5. He'll slide off the corner down to the inside. A wild restart here. We're not even in the final 10 laps yet. Redford down to the inside. Saunders in 7th for the time being. And through all this, De Jong and Josh Wong have been pulling away from the points leader of Ian Cornish. Carl Hayes may have a shot. Look at Saunders diving into the corner, trying to get it back up to the front. But Saunders and Redford, they're on the same laps. Same laps of tires, because they both pitted during that caution. Ian Cornish, never mind, Josh Wong to the inside for the lead. With 15 laps to go, can't get anything done there. Somehow Ian Cornish is just casually letting this happen. He does have only, he's got about a 42 lap difference between himself and the front 2 runners here. As Saunders has gone by Redford for the time being, diving down to the inside. Trying to get at least alongside the 2 of Doug Pickering. Makes contact off the corner. Almost contact as well between the 36 and 59 off turn number 4. And the caution is out again. That's Redford. Oh, man. Weren't we just talking about 5 seconds ago before that happened? Oh, my goodness. Well, if that was the under 20 laps to go, I'm very scared to see the final under 10 laps. So there's a contact with the 91. Redford dives down to the inside, slides. That's what happened. Makes heavy contact. And that's going to put himself and probably the 91 out of that running. I'll take an onboard look in the in-car camera. See, just listen to the engine here. Now it's just way too low and way too quickly for that car to really keep any type of grip. So currently De Jong is somehow still in the lead with 11 laps to go. We're gonna be coming to a very interesting finish here on this restart. the suspense, I don't know about everyone else, but the suspense is a little bit heavy here at this racetrack. Caution lights will remain on, so we will be going green with 8 laps to go. That's going to be the final chance between 8 laps to go and about 5 laps to go. It's about 3 laps worth on the restart of, if we get a caution, we get one more restart. But past those 3 laps, pretty much 5 laps to go and under, the race is considered over at that point. Since we didn't really have green-white checkers in iRacing as of yet. It would be a little bit exciting to see. Until then, well, you still have time to make your predictions now that the race is almost over. Now between Naj De Jong, Josh Wong, Ian Cornish, maybe Carl Heiss, maybe even Doug Pickering as well. Caution lights will remain on, so 7 laps to go, so it's going to be 2 laps. 7 laps to go on the green flag, I mean. So we're going to have about 2 laps worth, not even 2 laps, probably just 1 lap worth of trying to see if we can get a green flag finish. That means Josh Wong is going to do everything possible, though. Same with Ian Cornish. Cornish is going to restart behind that number 41, and he wants to extend that lead, no doubt, as much as he can. Coming into this race, closest driver who did not show up, unfortunately, closest driver to him was Adam Wright. Well, Adam Wright did show up. He's currently 14th, 2 laps down, so 12 laps behind. The closest driver now is Josh Wong, who is in front of Cornish, by the way, who is 19 points behind coming into this event. Lights are finally out. Let the suspense end, as the pace car will be pulling off here in just a few moments. We'll see how long everyone can run. Field in control of the 41. Cornish already on top of that back bumper. Green flag is out. Great start by the 81 as well as get alongside Josh Wong for this restart. So that means Cornish's lead and the points is safe for the time being. And right when I say that, crossover, crash off the back. We'll have one more restart. Huge crash off turn number 2. Saunders gets shoved around. Redford, Beckett as well makes contact. Everyone just wrecked off turn number 4. And I'm not sure, but I think that means Cornish is going to be on the outside. And he will be. Just when Josh Wong was going for the crossover, we'll have one more restart at the end of this. Figure out what had happened here. It's, we're finding Carl Heiss here on the timing and scoring for a few moments. There we go. Alright, so as we have just a little bit of time, this is going to be a interesting restart for the final few laps that we have. But Carl Heiss into the corner gets a little bit of a tag. Yes, he does. Got tagged by the 91. Daniel Beckett, a lot of bad luck for him. He's again involved in an incident. 91 took a wild ride. He's pretty much out of this. And the only way you can really see this entire wreck itself is through a, just through a blimp camera in this case. And Stuart Pomfrey got involved, I believe 23 as well. More drivers. Many drivers as well. Let's see how many unofficially. It's about 2, 3, at least drivers that made contact. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers that were involved in this accident in some shape or form. Daniel Beckett, unfortunately, nowhere to go. A lot of bad luck for that number 23. Oh man, he just had nowhere to go, and then again completely shunted into the inside wall off turn number 4 there. Turn number 2, I should say. Redford was also involved. 54 gets a piece of it. He barely makes it through, but he got some contact on the top side. There's Redford. John Jarrett involved. And, well, that's going to be playing an interesting part. Saunders is still running around. He's going to be probably running on the low side just to get around, although his best bet is just to pass through pit road and let everyone behind him go on. Or get a race control gun to EOL the 91. Just so we don't have any complications with scoring. But until then, the 41 is in the lead. We should be getting the 1 to green next time by, so we could be having a one-lap shootout here. So that means the 81 of Cornish is going to have to be on his toes, but that also means once the white flag flies, then no cautions will occur from that point on. So suspense is going to be pretty heavy. We're going to watch the pace car lights here. All eyes are on the pace car. As it comes off turn number 2, we'll see what the decision is. Across the line. Yes, 1 lap shootout. Oh my goodness. "17 trucks started. 13 are all on the racetrack. Scratch that. 12 are on the racetrack now as Saunders pulled to pit road. 2 of those drivers are out. This is going to be an interesting restart. It's going to have 1 lap. And it could be just instantly in control of Dijon, provided he gets a jump. Green flag is out. Dijon with a great start. They're going to almost wreck behind. But the white flag is out. 1 lap to go here. And it looks like it's going to be in control of Nigel Dijon through turns 3 and 4. Can Ian Cornish do anything worthy? No, he cannot. Doug Pickering going to finish in 4th. As off the corner on a 1-lap shootout restart, Nigel Dijon wins his 2nd race of the season. At least I believe, yeah, his 2nd race actually. He won at Darlington as well, and he wins at the smaller version of Darlington, and quite honestly, probably even worse because, oh my goodness, this track is very brutal to everybody. Cornish gonna give a little bit of a congratulatory pass. There's Doug Pickering in 4th, letting everyone else there's going to be Dijon. Congratulations to that number 41 for his 2nd win of the season. We'll get an interview with him and along with the other 2 drivers of the top 3 in a few moments' time. Until then, though, we have Dijon, Cornish, and Josh Wong. Dijon is the only driver in the almost the only driver in the top 3 that finished in the original starting position in the top 3. As Ian Cornish from 4th to 2nd. Josh Wong finishes 3rd. Doug Pickering 4th. 5th place is Stuart Pomfrey. 6th place, John Jarrett. 7th, Carl Hayes. 8th is Redford. 9th, Carl Jacklett. And Adam Wright rounds out your top 10. Rounding out the rest of the field, Mike Robertson, Daniel Beckett, Reese Saunders, unfortunately, after getting involved in a pretty much a final caution, if you will, the big one, essentially, in the version of this track off of turn number 2 on the back straightaway. Doug Kinray, Christopher Kearney, Stuart Barnett, and Jonathan Rex round out your field. And, of course, well, still somehow similar to Darlington is that everyone was pretty much scraping the outside wall, so that's the only portion of how it was similar. Other than that, this track is small and brutal, a lot less than Darlington in a sense. But we'll get an interview with the top 3 here, pretty much right now even, as we'll see if we can get a few drivers in here. Entire top 3 should be available, but until then, we're going to hold off just a few more moments. As again, 2nd win to that number 41 machine. So congratulations to Dijon on that. We'll get an interview with him again in a few moments. But first up is going to be the number 27 of Josh Wong. If we can get a decent camera angle of his vehicle. Probably not, but we're hoping we can. There's one. So we'll get the number 27 in here in just a few moments. As everything is pretty much ready, so I'll see if Josh Wong is available. Josh Wong, do you have us? Oh my goodness. Hold on a second. Two things. All right, there we go. All right, and we are good. I'm on Push to Talk over on Discord, but either way, you managed to finish in third place. So my goodness, you're I believe the only driver in the top. Well, yeah, you are one of the two drivers in the top three that managed to somehow, after all this, finish where you started. So how was that race out there for you tonight?
Yeah, it was a good fun race. Really, really close throughout. Lots of really close overtaking going on, and lots of people getting past and then getting repassed, kind of all through the race. It was just kind of luck of the draw at the end, and I'd skipped the last pit stop, so I didn't really have the tyres to go for the win, but I'm happy with third.
Yeah, you did do a great job with finishing third. You were pretty much on the back bumper of the both the 41 and the 81 throughout the entire race for the most part. So you did show consistency. There is that. So at least there is that. You managed to survive to the end. How are your tires after the race, or at least how did it feel on the racetrack?
It's a strange track because the tyres kind of wear off in the first 10 laps or so, and then beyond that they kind of hold on pretty well. So it's not too much of a hindrance.
And then there was something a little bit weird with that, because I do recall everyone pitting within the entire, pretty much, first 10 laps of the race. But other than that, though, you did manage to sort of survive, at least for the most part, for this whole race. So I know that you'd like to give a shout out to for your third place. Actually, hold on. Before we get to that, actually, I just realized. What are your thoughts on next week's race over at Indianapolis?
I've never driven at Indianapolis before, so it's going to be fun. I've not done any laps around there since I used to play kind of IndyCar games on PlayStation 2 and things like that.
Well, that's going to be interesting then, especially with the hour practice and the time difference as well. So, of course, before we let you go, anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to for your third place finish here tonight?
I'll give a shout out to Reese and Doug, who are admins this season. They're doing a great job. There's a lot of people racing in the series, kind of more than I've been used to seeing since I joined. So just keep up the good work.
Well, we are going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations again on your third place finish.
Thanks, Gary.
So that was, again, third place finisher Josh Wong. We will get Ian Cornish in here in a few moments. He started in fourth place, moved up 2 positions, so he's, as for now, and as far as I can recall, saved his points lead for the time being. Anything else other than that, then I will I'll notify anyone of that correction for the points lead. It's probably just a little bit safer, but at the same time, I kind of doubt that because he really did manage to, in a way, survive for the most part, as for some reason this is not cooperating. So either way, we'll get the number 81 in here in a few moments. And we'll see if he is available. Ian Cornish, do you have us?
Hi, Gary. How you doing?
Well, you managed to pull off a second place finish, and I believe, as for now, at least stall your temporary loss of the first place position in points. But other than that, you have been doing a great job on hanging on to the lead. So there is that. And well, throughout this race, just walk us through it because my goodness, it seemed pretty brutal out there.
Yeah, it wasn't a great race. I don't know what most of the wrecks were about. I mean, they were happening behind me, but yeah, I didn't really have the pace tonight. I mean, I finished second and over the moon with that because I think I was probably 4th or 5th place car at best in terms of outright pace. Josh, Reese, Nigel, all much quicker than I was. I managed to hold them up for a while on that first long run we got, but yeah, I was just happy to come away.
Yeah, he definitely did manage to somehow survive. How are the tires, though, as compared to at least practice versus pretty much at the end of the race, and as well as during the race?
Yeah, the tires. There's not that much fall off really over a course of a run. Maybe just under a second. I took 2 tires on that last pit stop, so I would have had slightly better tires than Nigel, but I just needed more laps at the end of the day.
I did manage to do that though, however, and once again managed to pull off a second place finish. So there is that. And of course, what are your thoughts heading into Indianapolis for next week's race?
Just hoping to pick up another top 5. If I can get a win, that's great. But just aiming to consistently finish in top 5s and see where that pans out at the end of the season, I guess.
Yeah, consistent top 5s are usually the best. So of course, before we let you go, anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to for your second place finish?
Yeah, just want to say thanks to John and Doug and Reese for putting these on and doing all the admin stuff. It's a thankless task sometimes, but it gives us all something to do on Sunday night. And thanks to you as well, Gary, for broadcasting these. Really enjoy watching them back.
No, it's absolutely wonderful as well. So thanks for that. We're going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations again on your second place.
Cheers. Thanks, Gary. Bye.
So that was Ian Cornish, second place finisher, and I believe temporarily in the points lead. I say temporarily because, well, we don't really have anything on that as of now, but we will get Nigel De Jong here in a few moments. I believe his second win may be incorrect on that, but either way, that's probably going to stand. I will correct myself and the graphic if that is relatively any different. Until then, Nigel De Jong going to be interviewed here in just a couple of moments. Nigel De Jong, you have us.
Oh, hey, what's up, Gary?
Well, you finally managed to pull off another win. I believe it's your second win. I may be incorrect on that, but either way, you managed to survive the brutality of this track, and my goodness, it was pretty much brutal. That's all I can say is that it's usually a short track though. So throughout this entire race, of course, you managed to qualify first, and then you're just not exactly wanting to be in pretty much anywhere under first. I could say that because you're just in the top 5 throughout the entire race until the end, where you had finally managed to get up to the first place position in the final few laps. So it must be a relief to finally get that win after so long of just staying in the top 5.
Yeah, I was really just scared for a bunch of cautions and everyone getting close back up when I stayed out on that. Well, wasn't the last caution, but the one where I didn't take tires and most other people did. But yeah, no. Luckily, the cautions went my way, and I could hold them off. But man, they were coming. They were fast. I stole this one today. I think I was like a 4th place car at best.
And you were hovering just about there, just about 3rd place as well. So yeah, you along with Ian Cornish and Josh Wong were somehow just sitting there through 2nd through 4th throughout pretty much the entire second half of the race. So again, it's still very impressive that you managed to pull off that 2nd place, or 1st place, I'm sorry. But aside from that, though, you managed to come home with the win. How are the tires after that race, though, especially since you said you didn't take any?
They were cooked. That last set was pretty much done for because Ian, I think 2 more laps and Ian probably would have put the bumper to me and well, I wouldn't exactly say take me out, moved me because I was holding everyone up, I think. But no, those tires were done for.
Yeah, it definitely did seem to be, especially with the amount of trucks that have been hitting the outside wall. That was just spacing as well. So there was that. I was saying it's similar to Darlington, at least with the outside wall hits. So that must have been a little bit fun. But aside from that, though, any thoughts heading into Indianapolis for next week?
I'm just glad to be done with this place. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't have to be on the schedule ever again, but it probably will. So today was a good day, and finally broke that streak of not getting any sort of finish at Lucas Oil.
Yeah, that's usually definitely the best. So of course, before we let you go celebrate that and the celebration of also finishing the race as well. Anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to for your race win?
Josh, Ian, and Reese. We could have easily all wrecked each other or put the bumper to each other and doored each other into the wall, but we kept it mostly clean, I think, and had a hard fought race, I guess, in the end. So yeah, them three guys definitely fun.
Well, we are going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations once again on your win here at Lucas Oil, and well, we'll hopefully see you next week at Indianapolis.
Yep, I'll say it again. I hope to speak with you next week.
Well, that was Ian Cornish. I've never gained those names right, apparently. That was Nigel De Jong, their first place race winner. Those two, Ian Cornish and Nigel De Jong, that could be why, because those two have just been dominant. But of course, this week it was Nigel De Jong in the number 41. Of course, before we sign off tomorrow night at, oh my goodness, I even forgot the start time, but I believe it is 8 p.m. Eastern. Just going to quickly double check that. Until then, we do have another race tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Sorry. It'll be 8 p.m. once daylight savings hits, though. 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, we have the Red Light Scrambler Series. They take the trucks, ironically enough, to Lime Rock Park. So that's going to be quite interesting. And, of course, next week on the My Turn Racing Truck Series, we again head to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So that's going to be quite the interesting race over at the Brickyard. Until then, congratulations once again on Nigel De Jong for his win, and we hope to see you tune in for tomorrow night, at least for any of our other broadcasts. Just make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell as well to get notified as per YouTube standards, and we hope to see you next time. We thank you all for watching, so we will say, oh my goodness, well, we thank you for watching, and goodbye.